My cousin accused me of saying and getting her pregnant at Thanksgiving. My parents disowned me. My wife left, and I lost everything. 12 years later, the truth came out, and I sued them all into bankruptcy. Hey, Reddit. My cousin torched my entire life with one lie. So I disappeared, rebuilt from scratch, and tried to forget they ever existed. But the past doesn't stay buried forever. Before we get to that, let me start from the beginning. Thanksgiving 2013. I was 22, halfway through my aerospace engineering degree at State University, and married for 8 months to my high school girlfriend Brooke. Grades were good, marriage was stable, future looked like it might work out. My cousin Vanessa had been crashing at my parents' place for about a month after her apartment situation fell apart. She was 21, and we'd basically grown up like siblings. Our families lived 3 streets apart, so every holiday, every birthday, we were always together. That Thanksgiving, my mom went into full production mode. I showed up around noon to help my dad finish the basement renovation. Vanessa was already there, helping in the kitchen. Brooke had picked up an extra shift at the hospital, where she was doing her nursing rotations. Money was tight with both of us in school. She planned to come later for dessert around 8. The basement work took way longer than expected. My dad had measured a corner wrong, and we had to redo an entire section. By the time we finished, everyone was already eating. I came upstairs covered in drywall dust. Vanessa was sitting across from me at dinner, looking progressively more uncomfortable as the meal went on. Her mom, my Aunt Michelle, kept drilling her with pointed questions about job applications and apartment hunting. Michelle had always been like that, running that family with tight control. Any luck with those applications I sent you? Not yet, you need to follow up. You can stay at your uncle's house forever. The tension was ridiculous. Vanessa looked like she wanted to disappear. Maybe give her a break, I said. It is Thanksgiving. My aunt backed off with a tight smile. Vanessa gave me this grateful look. My Uncle Roger said something about me always looking out for family. Everyone went back to eating. After dinner, I stayed in the kitchen with Vanessa and a couple cousins to clean up. Vanessa was washing at the sink. I was drying and putting stuff away. Thanks for earlier, she said quietly. My mom's been on my case constantly. She is just worried. You figure things out. Everything feels like it is falling apart. She teared up a little. I grabbed a tissue from the counter and handed it to her. My Uncle Roger walked by right then, heading to the fridge. Saw us talking. Saw Vanessa wiping her eyes. Ethan, you are such a good cousin, always looking out for her. He grabbed his drink and left. 5 seconds of interaction that would later get twisted into something it never was. The other cousins finished and headed to the living room. Vanessa and I worked in silence for another 10 minutes, then joined everyone else. Brooke showed up around 8. We stayed until 10, helped with final cleanup, then headed home. Normal Thanksgiving. What I didn't notice, my Aunt Michelle watching from the hallway, collecting evidence. 3 weeks later, mid-December finals week. I was in my apartment at 2 in the afternoon on a Tuesday, deep into studying thermodynamics, when someone knocked on the door, aggressive knocking. I opened it, and Vanessa pushed past me into the living room without asking. She looked destroyed. Makeup running down her face, eyes bloodshot, shaking, wearing sweatpants and an oversized hoodie, hair thrown up in a messy bun. We need to talk. My first thought was she had a fight with her parents, or needed money, or was having some kind of crisis. What is wrong? What happened? She was pacing my living room, arms wrapped around herself, crying so hard she could barely speak. I stayed near the door, keeping distance, waiting for her to calm down enough to explain. I am pregnant. I felt immediate sympathy mixed with concern. This explained why she'd been so stressed lately, why her mom had been on hair case, why everything felt like it was falling apart for her. Have you told your parents yet? Do you need help figuring out your options? She turned to look at me. Something in her eyes made my stomach drop. It is yours. The apartment went silent. The refrigerator hummed in the kitchen. What are you talking about? The baby? It is yours, Ethan. She was sobbing now, her whole body shaking. Thanksgiving night, after everyone left, you came back to the house because you forgot your tools in the basement. Your parents were already in bed. We were alone downstairs and things just happened. Vanessa, that never happened. Vanessa, that... I went straight home with Brooke that night. I didn't come back for anything. Stop lying to protect yourself. Her voice cracked, got louder. You came back around 11. You said you needed to grab something from the basement. We started talking and you pressured me. You said it would be fine because we were family and nobody would ever know. You said Brooke would care. I have everything written down. The date, the time, everything you said to me. This is completely insane. None of that happened. Ivy never touched you like that. Ivy never even thought about you that way. I was too scared to say no. You are bigger than me. You are my cousin. I didn't want to cause problems for the family, but I can keep lying anymore. I can pretend this didn't happen. She was building the narrative in real time, each word making it more concrete, more detailed, more believable to anyone who might hear it later. I am telling my parents tonight. They deserve to know what you did to me, what you put me through. You can. Be serious. This didn't happen. You know it didn't happen. I have texts I sent to my friend that night, right after it happened, telling her something bad happened, but I couldn't talk about it. I have everything. My mind raced. She planned this. Those texts were insurance, planted evidence to support a story that didn't exist. Why are you doing this? Because you assaulted me, she screamed it, loud enough that neighbors probably heard. You assaulted me and now I am pregnant and I have to live with that. Get out. You don't get to kick me out. You don't get to silence me. Everyone is going to know what you did. She left then, just walked out and let the door slam behind her. I stood there in my living room, staring at nothing, trying to process what just happened. Brooke came home 3 hours later to find me still standing in almost the same spot, staring at the wall. Hey, how was studying? What is wrong? I told her everything. Every word of Vanessa's accusation, every detail of the impossible story. She listened with that nursing student poker face, the one she used when patients gave her really bad news that required staying calm. You are saying she completely made this up, out of nowhere. Completely. None of that happened. I didn't go back to the house that night. I was here with you. Remember, we got home and you were exhausted from your shift. We watched 2 episodes of that show you like, then went to bed. You were at your parents' house a lot during that time though. You and your dad were doing that renovation.